Good morning. I'm Michael Kovnat, and this is the Next Big Idea Daily, where we bring you key insights from some of today's smartest nonfiction writers. Be sure to sign up for our free newsletter using the link in the episode notes so you can get these big ideas right in your inbox. Now, do you ever just know something? You get a gut feeling about a person or a situation, a feeling you can't quite explain, but more often than not, turns out to be right. It can feel like magic, but it's actually neuroscience. Today we're hearing from behavioral scientist Laura Huang, author of You Already Know, The Science of Mastering Your Intuition. In the book, she explains that gut feelings are actually fast, subconscious calculations, your brain drawing on data, memory, and lived experience to make split-second judgments. And the best part is you can actually train your intuition to be stronger. Here's Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura Huang, behavioral scientist, professor, and author of You Already Know, The Science of Mastering Your Intuition. Here are 5 insights from the book, ideas that will help you better understand what your intuition actually is, how to strengthen it, and how to trust it when it matters most. Gut feel is the outcome, not the process. We often say, I just had a gut feeling. But here's the thing, that gut feeling didn't come out of nowhere. In my research, I find that gut feel is actually the final step in a much deeper process, what I call the intuiting process. It's the result of your brain rapidly pulling from past experience, emotional memory, contextual understanding, and data. Yes, even data. Think of it like this. Intuition is the oven. Your gut feeling is the warm loaf of bread that comes out of it. You don't always see the ingredients going in, but they're there, and they matter. Understanding this distinction is crucial, because when you realize that gut feel isn't magic, but something that can be trained and built, you can start to trust it with more confidence and rely upon it with more clarity. Emotion isn't intuition. Don't confuse the two. Emotion is fast. It's loud. It demands to be felt. But that doesn't mean it's the same thing as intuition. One of the biggest traps we fall into is confusing a strong emotional reaction with gut feel. Just because something feels urgent doesn't mean it's grounded in wisdom. Intuition, on the other hand, is quieter, calmer, and more nuanced. Emotion reacts. Intuition integrates. Emotions are like children in a car. You don't want them driving the car because they'll crash it, but you also don't shove them in the trunk. You put them in the back seat. You acknowledge them. You listen to them, but you don't let them steer. That's the role emotion should be playing in your decision-making as well. It deserves a seat in the car, but not at the wheel. Here's a question I use to help myself and others tell the difference. I ask myself, would I still feel this way if I were completely calm? If the answer is yes, you're probably accessing your intuition. If you're not, you may just be listening to a child who's trying to floor it on the freeway. Intuition is data plus experience. I already alluded to this one a bit earlier, but we often think of intuition as the opposite of data, like it's some mystical sixth sense or a risky shortcut or heuristic that our brain makes us engage in. But my research shows that intuition is actually what happens when data and experience collide. It's not anti-data, it's personalized data. It's pattern recognition shaped by what you've lived, learned, and internalized so deeply that you don't even realize sometimes that you're processing it. Think of it like this. Your intuition is kind of compressed intelligence. It's everything you've seen, failed at, tested, and trusted, fused into a quiet signal. So when you get a gut feeling, it's not just a hunch. It's the data that's in front of you, and it's also data that's being filtered through you, through your memory, your context, and your lived insight. You can train your intuition. Intuition isn't a fixed trait. It's not you have it or you don't have it. It's more like a muscle. You can develop it through repetition, reflection, and feedback. In my research with high-performing investors and leaders, I found that the most intuitive decision makers had one thing in common. They examined their decisions after they made them. They kept track of when their gut feel was right and when it wasn't. And most importantly, they kept track of why. You can do this too. Start by recording down moments where you relied on your gut feel. What patterns do you notice? What cues do you pick up on without realizing it? Over time, you'll start to develop a more accurate, more reliable internal signal. This is how you move from unconscious intuition to active or mastered intuition. Listen to what whispers, not what screams. We live in a world of noise, metrics, models, feedback, algorithms, but also opinions, egos, urgency, external expectations. Everyone's got data. Everyone's got advice. And in high-stakes environments, the pressure to react is intense. But here's what I've seen over and over again in my research. Those who most successfully move well in uncertainty aren't the ones who yell the loudest or overanalyze the most. They're the ones who know how to listen to what whispers, not just what screams. Intuition is quiet. It doesn't try to win your attention. It waits for you to lower the volume of everything else. And when you do, it becomes a competitive advantage. And so the last insight I leave you with is this. Listen to what whispers, not what screams. The voice inside you, the one that's calm, clear, and quiet, it's there. It's always been there. Listen to it and make space to hear it. Learn to trust what you already know.
Thank you, Laura. All right, everyone. I was actually so fascinated by Laura's book that I decided to sit down with her for a longer conversation. You can hear that on our sister podcast, The Next Big Idea, and that's going to drop this Thursday. So follow that show if you're not already, and I'll see you there. I'm Michael Kovnat. Talk to you soon.